Hi, everyone. It's Tuesday, January 19th. I'm Karen Connolly from the Scituate Select Board. That's the new name for us. I'm here today with Jim Boudreau, our town administrator, and Bill Burkhead, our superintendent of schools. We're here today to give you the COVID-19 update. But I'd like to start out with one brief announcement, and that is that SANS, the organization in Scituate that is a group of people who help during emergencies, is accepting applications for grants to help businesses and the town and nonprofits with COVID-19 related expenses. You can go to the SANS Helps website, and they will, there's an application that you would fill out, and I would suggest that everyone take a look at it. You may not think you qualified, but you might. And in addition, I'd also like to make a pitch for them that if you don't need money, but you can donate money, that would be great too. And you can do that through the SANS Helps website. With that said, I will turn it over to our town administrator. Jim?
Thank you, Karen. Good morning. For the second week in a row, I'm going to start off with what I think is good news. As of last Thursday, all our public safety employees who wish to be vaccinated have received their first dose of the Moderna vaccine. Out of all the police, fire, and dispatch, I believe only 5 or 6 opted to not get vaccinated for whatever their personal reasons were. So that means the vast majority of our public safety personnel have been vaccinated. In addition, our public health nurses and our school nurses were vaccinated if they wished. So all our frontline workers who are out there helping people day to day with COVID and with other issues have been vaccinated. Absolutely terrific news for them, terrific news for us. I know speaking to some of the police officers and firefighters, this is really a load off their minds to get the vaccine, knowing that they will not be risking bringing that potential vaccine home to their family. So the second of the 2 shots is now scheduled for the beginning of February. At that point, all our public safety officials will be completely vaccinated, as it is a 2-shot vaccine, the Moderna. This is the next step in phase 1 of the vaccine protocol that the state has put out. They are working on public safety officials in other locations. Gillette Stadium right now is a mass vaccination site where people are going. Other employees next up would be healthcare workers who are not in direct COVID facing care, nursing home staff and residents. I've already been started. So we are getting into the next level. Phase 2 is scheduled to start in February. The first group in phase 2 are people with 2 or more comorbidities, people over 75, and the state just added residents and staff of public and private low-income and affordable housing, which we believe will include our housing authority personnel, our people here in Scituate. That's going to be followed by teachers, water and sewer workers, grocery workers, among others, and people 65 and over, people with 1 or more comorbidity, and then phase 3 is everybody else. So phase 2 will be a big phase for us. It'll get everybody over 65 when it's done. We have not been told yet how phase 2 vaccinations will be administered, whether they will give us the vaccine and have us do them, whether people will go to mass vaccination sites, or whether, as was done with the nursing homes, they will enter into a contract with a private provider like CVS to come and do the senior housing. As soon as we know, we will let people know, and we will make arrangements if we are giving those shots to get people signed up and get those shots out. We did a fantastic job. I think Drew and the whole staff needs a real vote of confidence and a thanks. They did a terrific job getting those vaccinations done last week. It was very orderly. We had people in and out, and we got people done. So, I talked to Drew today, and Drew's thought is, if you give us the vaccines, we'll get the shots out. So we're just waiting to be told by the state how they want to do this. And again, as soon as we have it, we'll let people know that phase 2 is scheduled right now to start sometime in February. On the case numbers, also good news. Since last Monday, we had 97 cases. The previous week, we had 129 when we had included Sunday's numbers. We hadn't included those when we did it last week. So those numbers are down. We are still firmly in the red, and our positivity rating was at 9.66, which is up from 7% of the previous 2 weeks. But the numbers have come down significantly in the last week. Yesterday's number, which is not in this count, was at 5. So that's the lowest number we've had since December 28th. Those numbers are trending in the right direction. It's too early to say whether we are past the surge. I was on a call last week. The state numbers seem to be all over the place. Some are trending good, some are trending worse, some are holding still. So it looks like we're kind of at that tipping point coming off the Christmas holiday surge, where if we continue to do the right thing, if we continue to be vigilant, those numbers should come down. If we don't, those numbers will again start going back up. So we need people to continue to be vigilant and follow the protocols. Town Hall currently open by appointment only. The library is currently doing curbside pickup and drop off. We will continue that now at least until February 1st, which is another week. We were going to do it starting next week. We're going to be back open, but we'll keep it closed for another week, given the numbers, to appointment only. So people can call the departments, call the town hall, email. We are here, we are working. We are just closed to the public. So if you need us, call us. If you need to see us, we'll make an appointment. So please stay vigilant, continue wearing your mask, and those numbers will start going down. And hopefully in February, we'll start seeing a significant number of Scituate residents. And I think the big deal for us would be to get our teachers and our DPW workers vaccinated so we can get those people protected and start going on to the next phase of dealing with this vaccine. Cole Parkway, if you're down at Cole Parkway, you'll see that the cranes are up. They've started work on the marina project. That is ongoing. Cedar Point is going. You can see the work. They're doing a tremendous amount of work. It is very dangerous. Those are very deep holes they're digging. If you can avoid Cedar Point, you should avoid it for walkers, bikers, and people just going out there to sightsee. But we are continuing to work on that. One good news for some of the people down in that area, we have put out the bid for the next phase of our water main replacement project. This is the 2-inch lines that are all over town that are so small we can't flush them. So those people have had chronic issues with groundwater, and it does affect everybody around them. It's about a $2-3 million project, which will replace a lot of those lines, install hydrants and flushing gates, and get us into those areas that we have not been able to flush in the past, and get those areas cleaned out. So hopefully that will take the next step in improving the water quality issues that we've had in Scituate over the years. The golf club bids were received last week. They're currently under review. We make a decision on those in the next week or so, whether or not we have sufficient funds to go forward on that project. And finally, I think after years of going around and around and around, I'm pleased to say that the governor has signed the legislation on the Ellis estate to put that property safely into Article 97 land, so it is protected from now and until such time as we have to go through an amazingly hard process to take it out. So I think it's pretty well protected forever. The next phase of getting the Ellis put to bed will be putting the conservation restrictions on. But really the big step was getting that legislation passed. The governor signed it last week. And again, that will go a long way. So it's putting that issue to bed and making sure that that property is protected in perpetuity. That is what I have for today.
Thanks, Jim. Bill?
Thank you, Karen. So our health and wellness COVID update, as you may recall, last Tuesday, January 5th, I had to make the difficult decision to move our district to our fully remote learning model. I'm a strong believer that our students learn best when physically in school, which made this decision very difficult. My first priority and responsibility as superintendent is to keep our students safe. We have a comprehensive metric we use to make these decisions, and they are made in consultation with our local medical experts, the Mass Department of Public Health, DESE, and the Scituate Board of Health. All agreed that the move to remote was necessary at this time. I want to thank our dedicated staff and administrators for their efforts in making our move to remote learning seamless. I've received a lot of positive feedback on it, and our planning was well executed. Today, our medical advisory committee will be meeting, and I will be sharing with the community this evening our decision on our projected return to hybrid learning model this Thursday, January 21st. And next, I just want to share and wrap up with a little something that I shared yesterday with our community regarding Dr. Martin Luther King Day, which was celebrated yesterday. And if I may just read this. Yesterday, January 18th, 2021, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was celebrated. I have always appreciated the historical significance of Dr. King's words and actions in a day that celebrates his legacy. In years past, I would send out one of his quotes and highlight its significance to our school community through either our weekly newsletter or social media. And then I'd enjoy the rest of the day with my family. This year, it's different. The world is different. Schools are different. Communities are different. I am different. Are you different? We find ourselves in the middle of a global pandemic, political division, unprecedented uncertainty, and constant messaging of fear and hopelessness. As I reflect on my role as educational leader and father, I know I can and must do better on this and every day moving forward. Reverend King's vision, words, and actions have always inspired me, especially his messages of love, light, safety, unity, and doing the right thing. To me, love equals strength, not weakness. An emotion so powerful, Dr. King famously stated, "Darkness cannot rule out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." What do Dr. King's words, actions, and legacies mean to me? What does it mean to you? How can I live this dream through my words and actions, and how can you? Together, we can change our world for the better no matter what our circumstances. To me, Reverend King's words, message, and legacy present themselves as an opportunity for us all to spread love, not hate, to think of in unselfish terms of we, not me, to lift up our brothers and sisters, and to fight for what is just and right. Words matter, and they can hurt or heal. Actions are also powerful and have consequences. Let our words and actions reflect our character and the light and love Reverend King so fervently fought for. Today, I commit to recognizing Reverend Dr. King's legacy and believe it cannot be realized in a single day. I commit to living every day in my role as a father, brother, and son, as a unifier, role model, and fighter of justice for those who have been marginalized or underrepresented. I hope you can join me in reflection and in working together as a school community and family to make our schools, community, and world a happier, safer, and better place. Our children deserve no less. Enthusiasm, hope, and love are free and contagious, but so are negativity, despair, and hate. Let us all come together, focusing on one word, one action, and one moment at a time to collectively and conscientiously bring Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's dream to life. Thank you all and have a great day.
Thank you, Superintendent. Very inspirational words. I think we can all think about them. One final announcement, and that is that there is a select board meeting at 6:30 via Zoom. So if you're interested, go to the town website, look on the calendar, and can click on the agenda. And I will just briefly say some topics of interest tonight might be the Waterways Commission proposed changes to mooring regulations, marina contracts, slip and mooring fees, etc. There are a number of budget presentations. There's a Water Resources Commission, and they're the people who care about the quality and amount of water that we have in town, and they're going to review a bylaw change. And finally, the board will be having a discussion about the Scituate Harbor Community Building's future, also known as Pier 44. So if any of those things are of interest to you, please feel free to join us. Thank you very much, and everyone have a good day.